XPath injection. What is XPath injection? The XPath injection is an attack where a malicious input can lead to unauthorized access or exposure of sensitive information, such as the structure and content of the XML document. It occurs when the user's input is used to construct the query string. XPath is a language that has been designed and developed to operate on the data that is described with XML. The XPath injection allows an attacker to inject XPath elements in a query that uses this language. Some of the possible goals are to bypass authentication or access information unauthorizedly. Like SQL injection, XPath injection attacks occur when a website uses user-supplied information to construct an XPath query for XML data. By sending intentionally malformed information to the website, an attacker can find out how the XML data is structured or access data they may not have normally access to. They may be even able to elevate their privileges on the website if the XML data is being used for authentication, such as an XML-based user file. Querying XML is done with XPath, a simple descriptive statement that allows the XML query to locate a piece of information. Like SQL, you can specify certain attributes to find and patterns to match. When using XML for a website, it is common to accept some form of input on the query string to identify the content to locate and display on the page. The input must be sanitized to verify that it doesn't mess up the XPath query and returns the wrong data. XPath is a standard language. Its notation syntax is always implementation independent, which means that the attack may be automated. There are no different dialects as it takes place in request to the SQL databases. Because there is no level of access control, the entire document is possible. We won't encounter any limitations, as we may know from SQL injection attacks. The user input needs to be sanitized, such as code can be replaced with and a pause. The validation has to be added both on the client as well as the server side. You can use parameterized queries like prepare statements in SQL, in which queries are precompiled and user input is passed as parameters rather than expressions. Proper error pages have to be used that do not disclose any information at the time of an error that could benefit the attacker. XPath Practical. This is a demonstration of an XPath attack. For the demo, we'll be using BWAP. Now please choose XPath injection, search for the drop-down menu and click Hack. As we can see, there is a category option. We can select the movie categories and the web app will display their movie titles. But if you look at the URL, there is a genre action specified, which could be vulnerable to injection. We are going to use a payload for everything. The payload will be as shown on the screen with the blank container. Now let the URL encode the payload. Now select all the nodes and it will print all the data, as you can see. Now let's move to another attack vector, the XPath injection login form. Go to the home page. Please choose the XPath injection login form from the drop-down menu and click Hack. First, we examine the web application response by entering common credentials, and you can see that we cannot log in. Let's pretend that we are hackers and inject a malicious query. Now let's try a payload with a username to bypass login. After injecting the OR query, it returned a description of the user at ID 1. We could get the secret back from the server without having valid credentials.